The Australian Senate, which I once had the privilege of serving, was designed as a states' house, where each of the Australian states is represented equally, regardless of size and population. This is spelt out in the clearest terms in Section 7 of the Constitution, which states, "The Senate shall be composed of senators for each state, directly chosen by the people of the state." Until the 1970s, none of the Australian territories were represented in the Senate. However, at that time, the government of Prime Minister Gough Whitlam sought to expand the Senate to include 2 senators from each of the Northern Territory and the Australian Capital Territory. The thing is, would that still mean the Senate was composed of senators for each state? Nothing in Section 7 says anything about the Senate including senators for any territory. Would it still be a states' house if it includes senators who didn't represent a state? At the same time, Section 122 of the Constitution says, "The Parliament may make laws for the government of any territory and may allow the representation of such territory in either house of the Parliament to the extent and on the terms which it thinks fit." In this case, the first Territory Senators case, Western Australia challenged the legislation providing for Territory Senators, and the High Court had to determine which of these 2 apparently contradictory sections should prevail. The court was split 4-3, but ultimately the decision was in favour of the Territory Senators. Justice Mason resolved the contradiction by finding that Section 7 referred to the configuration of the Senate at the time of federation, while allowing for the potential, under Section 122, for Territory Senators to be added when that became appropriate. He said, "Section 7 should be regarded as making provision for the composition of each House, which nevertheless, in the shape of Section 122, takes account of the prospective possibility that Parliament might deem it expedient, having regard to the stage which a territory might reach in the course of its future development, to give it representation in either house by allowing it to elect members of that house." The fight wasn't over though, and the same legislation was challenged again, unsuccessfully, in the second Territory Senators case just 2 years later.